Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you, Mo. Mo, where are you? I believe I've been to every Mo 11 event. I hit for the cycle. But for those who don't know me, I'm Trevor Koverko. I'm the CEO of Polymath. We are the world's first and the world's largest security token platform. And let me go back to my... And I am very excited today because we are going to be launching our product on stage. For the first time, we're going to unveil our decentralized application. So sit tight, and in just a few minutes, we're going to show you what all the fuss is about. But as a bit of a background, my big idea in this space came about a year ago. I was actually here in New York. I was running a private equity company. And I woke up one morning, and I said, I want to tokenize my fund. And we're going to be the world's first dividend-paying, proxy voting enabled, cash flowing crypto fund. And there's going to be profits for all. And yeah, reality hit pretty quickly. It turns out all these profits were actually not a good thing. It turns out they were security-like features. And it kind of led me to another realization that launching a security token, launching a compliant security token is actually really hard. It's very expensive, it's very time-consuming, it is generally an agonizing experience. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we designed Polymath. Polymath is the world's first security token platform that tries to make it easy for anybody to launch a security token. And after realizing how hard it was to do it myself, there was a big problem, but also an even bigger opportunity. And if I could sum up Polymath in one sentence, it is, Polymath is designed to make it easy for businesses to launch. Good? There we go. Polymath makes it easy for businesses to launch compliant security tokens. That's what we do in just one sentence. So that's it kind of from me. I'm going to take a little break and call Thomas on stage. Thomas is our Chief Product Officer. We're very lucky to have him kind of designing our core architecture. He was recently working on a project called Blue Cat, which was acquired for hundreds of millions of dollars, so he knows how to build elegant products at scale. And I kind of, when Thomas came on board, I tasked him with a challenge. Can you make this hard problem of launching a security token easy? Can you make it kind of elegant and beautiful? And that's what we're going to show you in a second. So let's welcome Thomas on stage.
Thank you. Thank you, Trevor. Thanks, everyone. So, you know, like Trevor indicated, what we've realized is that launching a security token is a multi-dimensional problem that is also a transforming problem, in the sense that regulation's changing. There's multiple constituents into building that token. And so what we thought we'd do today is show you our platform. You know, we think we've made it simple. We think we can make it simpler, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And so we're going to go through the process of launching an STO right now on stage. Hopefully the internet will be with us. Connectivity will stay there, but let's go. So, you know, when we connect with the platform, the very first step that any issuer has to do is pick their ticker symbol. And we've made that operation, you know, just simple. You just enter whatever name you want. I'll try to do this one-handed, holding the microphone with the other hand. So we're going to launch the New York token. Now, the way we've designed the platform is that ticker symbol needs to be unique on our platform. So you cannot create, using Polymath, multiple tokens that carry the same ticker. The reason for that isn't necessarily the STO itself, is when you get into secondary trading, exchanges or wallet-to-wallet trades. If you have the same ticker symbol, it becomes very difficult to differentiate if I'm sending Trevor the token with the dividends, or just the one that represents equity, or the one that has voting rights associated with it. So we've made those token symbols unique, and I can, as a first operation, reserve that ticker symbol for myself. So as I log into the platform, the first step I do is secure my brand effectively by reserving the ticker symbol, making sure it is unique, and attributing it to myself, attributing it to my wallet address. And the miners are mining. Here we go. So the ticker has now been reserved. I have a transaction hash. I have a full record of that operation, and I receive that in an email as well. Now, going back to the multi-dimensional problem is, when we talk about launching a security token offering, it takes a village. It takes multiple critical constituents: advisory, legal, KYC, AML, marketing, custody, and so on. And so what we quickly realized is, if you look at the scope of issuers, the spectrum of issuers, on one end you have organizations that may have legal help on staff that is capable of shepherding them through the process. But you also have smaller startup-type organizations that don't have any of that. So how can we help organizations that would love to do a token offering, have a great idea, but don't know where to start? And so that's where we built this decentralized application and connected it with a set of curated platforms, curated providers in each of the categories of advisory, legal, KYC, and AML. And so for someone who's looking to do a fundraise that doesn't have any of the contacts, well, all those law firms and so on are just a click away. All I need to do, again, one-handed, so it's going to be improperly typed, but here we go. All I do here is enter the information related to my project, what's the presentation for the project, the structure of the company, the member profiles, populate all that information into the form that is going to get shared with the advisory as I apply for their services. And the whole reason for doing this was so they would have enough information, they being the service providers in that case, would have enough information to decide whether or not they want to pursue the opportunity. So I can, like that, apply to advisory. I can apply to get some legal help as well. If I have my own, I can click on I have my own. Or if I have gotten sufficient information to structure my token, I can now go ahead and create my token myself. And that's really the reason why we've put that advisory step before the creation of the token. Is there are certain characteristics that we will want the token to have: divisibility, indivisibility. If we do a Reg D, we may want to attach a legend to that token. We may want to have a place to put some disclosure, maybe link to the IR site. And so making sure that all that information gets associated with the token at the time of creation, after the issuer has had a chance to engage with their advisory, with their legal help. So here we can build a divisible or an indivisible token. We can attach a legend. And the reason why we put a link here is, if I need to provide some disclosure, I want to make sure that every single one of my token holders have access to that information. And so what better place than to burn it directly into the token? So now I can look at my token, in Etherscan, and get the link where I can find out more information about what's behind that token. All right, so with those few steps, I'm now ready to create my token. Just going to confirm that, pay the miners, let them do their work, and my token is now created. It's live. The operation is coming through right now. A little bit of there we go. My token is created. I've got the TX hash. I can look at that token on Etherscan. And let's not forget that as we've conducted all these operations, we've actually interacted with smart contracts behind the scenes. So the whole intent there, as Trevor indicated, was to make it simple and avoid all these actions with the smart contracts directly, interfacing directly with the smart contracts. So I've got my token. Now I want to create my STO. I'm going to pick an STO from a template. This one is actually in the process of being audited. When the audit is complete, you'll have the link to the audit over on the right-hand side, but you can still see on Etherscan even the source code for the STO factory, right? We're completely transparent. Everything we build is on our GitHub. It's all open source, so you can go check out the code on all the smart contracts that we use. So I got my token. I've worked with marketing. I've worked with legal. I've worked with KYC. I've worked with all the providers. I now know that my STO is going to go from the 15th at 6 a.m. to the 29th at 6 a.m. I'm going to raise in ETH, and I'm going to raise 1 million ETH. Sorry, 10 million ETH. 10 million. I'm going to sell 10 million tokens. Sorry, I'm going to sell 10 million token at a rate of 1,000 tokens per ETH, which means with that STO, I will be raising 10,000 ETH. I can confirm and launch my STO, and now that STO is being deployed to the chain, but let's not forget that this is not a coin we're talking about, this is a security token we're talking about. And what's going to make the biggest difference between a security token and any other token is around what we call the whitelist, which effectively is the list that will allow investors to buy and sell the token and control their behavior once they hold that token. So in order for anyone to invest into that STO that I just created, their ETH address needs to be added to the whitelist. And this is where the KYC and the accreditation processes are going to come into play. So if I want to invest into an STO, I'm going to have to get myself KYC'd. If it's a Reg D, for example, I'm going to have to get myself accredited so that my Ether address can be added. But based on the regulations, based on the jurisdictions as well I belong to and the type of raise, we will have specific dates that are going to be critical for each one of those Ether addresses. And so what the platform allows you to do, and here I'm just importing a spreadsheet that I received from my KYC. I can import every entry one at a time, or I can use a script to do a bulk load as well. But for every single one of those Ether addresses, I have a buy lockup date, I have a sell lockup date, and I have a KYC AML expiry date. And what those 3 dates do is they regulate how long do I have to hold on that token before I can actually sell it. How long do I have to wait before I can buy some more outside of the STO? And if my KYC AML expires, because the issuer has a duty of reporting who owns that token, I can no longer buy or sell. And based on the jurisdictions I belong to, let's say here I'm in Canada, I may have a permanent hold on those and require the intervention of the issuer or a transfer manager to allow that transfer to happen. So here we are in about 10 minutes, 10 and a half. We've created a token, scheduled an STO. Here's the smart contract where I just need to send some Ether to get my tokens. The STO will be live in 1 day, 17 hours, 58 minutes. And I have all my investors on the whitelist with control not over what they can do now in terms of buying and selling, but also what they can do next once they have those tokens, and always controlling who's going to carry that token so the issuers can do all the necessary reporting. All right, Trevor. Here we go. Sorry, I took a little longer.
Thank you, thank you. So just a couple minutes to wrap up, Mo, if you don't mind, but that's pretty profound. What's happened is Thomas and his team have dramatically lowered the barriers to launch a security token. And you'll notice throughout that whole process, there's no coding, there's no blockchain developers needed. Everything is done on the blockchain. And we're very excited just the impact that this could have on capital markets. All the middlemen involved in a fundraise in capital markets, like investment banks and all the middlemen, the legal professionals, we're trying to streamline that whole process in the same way Bitcoin streamlined payments. And you don't need settlement banks, payment processors, credit cards. All of that is made redundant by the blockchain. We're trying to do the same thing for our capital markets. And There's different fee structures. Sometimes it's a percentage of the raise. Sometimes it's a poly portion based on what you're doing. And that's on the website. Just quickly to wrap up, I just wanted to make a point on, you can't see the slide, but right now we're at an inflection point. Right now, security tokens are under 1% of the total market cap of all tokens, a fraction of 1%. And our big, bold prediction is that by this time next year, security tokens will be bigger than utility tokens. And the reason is because application layers like Polymath are going to allow this kind of stampede of demand to flood into the market. We have thousands of signups on our platform already for issuers looking to raise money and to issue their own token. And yeah, I was going to show us our advisor list, but it looks like it's cut off. But please come to our booth. You can check it out. And please write this link down. You can go to tokenstudio.polymath.network to launch your own security token. And if you have any questions, you can head downstairs and check out our booth. But thanks everyone for listening.